Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about Kentucky football playing Vanderbilt, and they lose 45-17. It was really 45-3, but they scored 14 in the fourth just to make it score seem, I guess, better than it was. Man, they absolutely dominated. Both sides of the ball were bad. And it got our hopes up after playing an FCS team and then Auburn and Florida. Got our hopes up, get the 5 wins, just get destroyed here against Vanderbilt on the road. Kentucky couldn't run the ball. They really couldn't throw the ball most of this game. They couldn't really do shit offensively. Their defense started off at least somewhat okay, but then after that they just got absolutely dominated. They only ran for 65 yards, but the thing is, Diego Pavia absolutely cooked them. He had that one interception, but he threw for 5 touchdowns, 484. Only had 6 incompletions the whole game. He added a rushing touchdown, so you tack on 6 total touchdowns in this game from Diego Pavia. Their attempts at covering Trey Richardson were just laughable. They couldn't cover him at all. The game was just a disaster from start to finish, man. A disaster. Kentucky couldn't run the ball. Just felt like they couldn't do anything. It was just awful to watch, man. Kentucky will have to beat Louisville next week. If they want a bowl game, get one more game after next week. They gotta win next week to clinch a bowl game against Louisville. Which hopefully they try their best, because they sure didn't try their best today. Now the defense started off fine. Gave up a... Vandy did go down the field, but they held them to a field goal. But then there's Kentucky's offensive line. God, it was brutal. They got blown up on the offensive line. There was a 3rd and short. They got blown up. The offensive line really got blown up the whole game, for the most part. Bush Hampton in his bag. A predictable play calling will do that to you. How about we move creative? How about we move creative? Move the pocket. It's obvious in the line they have the advantage. We beat 2 terrible SEC teams. But the offensive line got demolished. Same offense I've seen most of this season. Was back at it. And then a great throw by Pavia there was Trey Richardson, who cooked us. But he got absolutely torched to J.Q. Hardaway. But he looks cool with those 2 neon mouthpieces dangling. Am I right? He has those 2 mouthpieces dangling. Looks cool though, right? Fucking J.Q. Hardaway is trash. I've never seen someone get torched as much as that dude. Fucking Ahmad Wagner would leave his slow ass in the dirt. And we play soft zone. I love how we still get beat deep in a soft zone. I figured it would go like this, but I was hoping it wouldn't. Same old Cats can't move the ball and can't defend anyone downfield. I was afraid this would happen, but I was hoping it wouldn't. They just look way more aggressive than we did, but that's because they're better. Of course they look more aggressive than us, because they were the more aggressive team, they were better. Kentucky's offensive line was just also putting up an absolutely atrocious performance. It's fool's gold. Same old shit. I can't wait for another year of this, man. Mark Stoops going to save his job getting 6 wins again. Bush didn't call a great game, but the offensive line was terrible, but Hampton was absolutely garbage too. I mean, I don't really care what happens the rest of this. They should still fire Mark Stoops regardless, in my opinion, but they won't. And also, they should just put the camera on Diego Pavia's mom. Because, she's smoking. Sorry. I wish I would have liked to seen her more the whole game, even though they showed her most of the game. I would have liked to seen her the whole game. Because it was more exciting watching her than the Kentucky offense today. And then it just couldn't get... This game, you think, oh, this game couldn't be much worse. Well, if Cutter Bowley gets hurt. And then here comes old Zach Calzada. Oh, God. Get your money up, Garrett. Get your money up. Yes, motherfucker comes in, throws an interception. Shocker. He throws a terrible pass on the flea flicker. Any good quarterback would have been a touchdown. Not with him. And then he throws an interception. This guy's stealing money. I would just text him, he sucks. Maybe he'll respond again with another dumbass video. And at that point, I was just like, oh well, keep everyone as healthy as possible for next week. Because at that point, it felt like it was over. And Vandy actually gave us, I guess, a small bit of life. Because I don't know why in the world they went for it on their 4th and 1 at like 30. Of course, Kentucky proceeded to go 3 and out. Of course. They got a field goal. Oh, wow. So it's 17-3. And they give up a touchdown again. It's their attempt at covering Trey Richardson. 24-3, that's halftime. Another end of first half failure by Kentucky. Mitchell Watch teams have no respect for us, and yeah, let's keep this leadership around for 5+ more years. I still wanted Stoops fired. I never said keep his job even after they won games. Still want him gone. It'll be 5-7 unless they can win next week and get 6-6 in a bowl game. But they couldn't have. Honestly, they couldn't have been much more worse. And with Vandy trying to move up the playoff rankings, where they're ranked 14th, they have every incentive to keep running this thing up, and they did. I just hope they can somehow beat Louisville next week. But this effort should be more than enough to, as to and why a change still needs to be made. Doesn't matter if we beat depleted Florida and Auburn teams and an FCS team. They just need to beat Louisville next week. But Vandy played phenomenal. UK's scheme made no sense. Run up the middle with 8 in the box. And why not more pass rush pressure? If your secondary's thin, why give more time to get open? Send more people. But then, offensively, 9 rushing yards on 13 attempts at one point. This is one of the most dismal UK football performances, and that's saying a lot. I just wanted this game. I was just wanting this game to end. But yeah, it's really thoughts there. Let's go over the stats. Bowley, 26-44, 280, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Calzada, he went 3 of 5, 4 yards. No touchdowns and interceptions. Seth McCowan, 10 runs, 27 yards. Rodriguez, 6 catches, 78 yards. Hester, 2 catches, 59 yards and a touchdown. Gilmore, the 4th, 6 catches, 55 yards. Miller and Boyer, each 2 catches, 25 yards. And Farrier, 4 catches, 21 yards and a touchdown. 1.5 sacks from Humphrey Grace, 1 from Smith II, 1 interception by Ty Bryant, 1 sack from Cal, and 1/2 a sack from Saunders. And Callaway, 1 for 1 on field goals. Kentucky drops to 5-6 for Vandy. Pavia, 33-39, 484, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 15 runs, 48 yards and a touchdown, 6 total touchdowns by Diego Pavia. Absolutely torched the Kentucky defense today. Any quarterback could have torched them today. Richardson, 6 catches, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns. Junior Sherrill, 8 catches, 115 and a touchdown. Alexander, 4 catches, 59 yards. Spence, 3 catches, 48 yards. Stour, 6 catches, 36 yards. Hoskins, 1 catch, 32 yards and a touchdown. Brown, 2 catches, 31 yards. Young, 3 catches, 20 yards. Hudson, 1 catch, 19 yards. Newberry, 1 catch for 12 yards. Everybody was cooking offensively. Defensively, had half a sack from Sewell, 1 sack from Sedner, 2 interceptions from Hyatt, half a sack from Rinaldi, 1 interception from Taylor. And the kicker, Taylor, was 1 for 1 on field goals. And Vandy, they improved to 9-2. Kentucky also dropped to 5-6. Let's go over the quarter by quarter. Kentucky had none in the first quarter, 3 in the second quarter, 9 in the third quarter, 14 in the fourth quarter. Vandy had 3 in the first quarter, 21 in the second quarter, 21 in the third quarter, and none in the fourth quarter. They could have scored more if they wanted. Let's go over team stats. Vandy had 604 total yards of offense, 539 passing. If you include the backup, who went 4 of 5 for 55 yards. 65 rushing yards, 8 yards to play, 29 first downs, 3 and 9 on third down, 2 of 4 on fourth down, 69 total plays. Nice. 4 sacks allowed, 1 punt, 7 penalties, no fumbles, 1 interception, 35 minutes time possession. Kentucky 315 total, 284 passing, 31 rushing, 4 yards to play, 18 first down, 6 of 15 on third down, 1 for 1 on fourth down, 68 total plays, 2 sacks, 6 punts, 7 penalties, no fumbles, 3 interceptions, and 24 minutes of time of possession. So, yeah, Kentucky gets beat 45-17 on the road at Vandy. Vandy's a damn good team, so I'm not surprised. I was hoping they could keep momentum up after they got to 5 wins, but next week, Louisville, 12 p.m., rivalry week, last game of the regular season. Kentucky has one more chance to get a win, clinch bowl eligibility. So, well, you gotta say, man, Kentucky gets demolished. So I'll just wait for next week, see if they can clinch a bowl game, and then we'll see what goes on from there. While Vandy will play Tennessee. We'll see Vandy can win there and get a playoff spot. But yeah, that's all to say. Leave a like and subscribe for more. Peace.